You all look like you could use a little help, Adam. So I brought along some friends.
There's a fresh new look at the upcoming Masters of the Universe live-action movie, and fans of the classic franchise have something to talk about. This all started back in the 1980s, when Masters of the Universe was just a toy line from Mattel, complete with little mini comics tucked into the packaging. Over the years, it's grown into a full-blown multimedia franchise with multiple animated shows, including the more recent Netflix series Masters of the Universe: Revelation and Revolution. Now, a live-action film is in the works, with Nicholas Galitzine stepping into the role of the iconic He-Man. Alongside Galitzine, the cast is stacked with some major names. Alison Brie, Marina Baccarin, Idris Elba, and Jared Leto are all on board. That's a pretty strong lineup, which definitely sets the bar high. And now, Amazon has finally dropped a first-look image from the movie. The shot features a shirtless Galitzine holding He-Man's legendary power sword right up to his chest, gripping it with both hands. His chest and wrist are partially armored, but the photo doesn't show his full face. It's cropped out of the frame, probably to keep some mystery around the final look. Even though we don't get to see Galitzine's face just yet, there's still a lot to unpack from the image. For starters, the power sword design is clearly inspired by earlier versions from the cartoons and comics. It has that familiar silver shine and a sturdy, recognizable shape. The armor covering Galitzine's upper body also resembles He-Man's classic gear, though it seems like they've updated how it's worn. One of his shoulders is strap-free, which is a slight change from the usual design. That attention to detail is actually a pretty good sign. Translating He-Man from animation to live action isn't easy, especially when you consider how impossibly buff he's always been portrayed. And let's face it, He-Man's look has always been a bit over the top, with muscles that are almost cartoonishly exaggerated. So while Galitzine is definitely fit and over 6 feet tall, even he can't match that level of physical perfection. But sticking close to the classic costume design makes it easier for the audience to see him as He-Man, even if he's not quite as bulked up as his animated counterpart. But here's the thing. What really has fans curious is what Galitzine will look like in full costume, face and all. We've seen bits and pieces of him as Prince Adam in some early set photos, but his transformation into He-Man is still mostly under wraps. With the movie slowly building anticipation, it's only a matter of time before we get the full reveal. That's when people will really decide whether this live-action version captures the spirit of the original. While the new image got fans buzzing, Camila Mendes, who's also part of the cast, has chimed in with her own excitement. During an interview at South by Southwest while promoting another project, Idiotka, she shared how surreal it's been to work on Masters of the Universe. According to her, it's been a dream to be surrounded by so many talented people she's admired for a long time. She even mentioned that she was just taking a quick break from filming to attend the festival, so clearly the production is in full swing. Mendes' enthusiasm might not give away plot points, but it does tell us something important. This cast seems to have great chemistry and a genuine appreciation for the project. And that really matters because Masters of the Universe is a big deal for fans. It's been a long time coming. In fact, this movie has been talked about and developed off and on for decades. Now, with a budget hovering around $200 million and Kubo and the Two Strings director Travis Knight at the helm, expectations are sky high. The cast is definitely a strong point. You've got heavy hitters like Jared Leto and Idris Elba, plus rising stars like Galitzine and Mendes. Then there's Alison Brie and Marina Baccarin, both of whom bring serious acting chops. A mix like that could be just what the film needs to balance the nostalgia of longtime fans with the energy to appeal to a new generation. After all, the franchise has always thrived in animation, but live action hasn't had the same luck. Just look at the 1987 Masters of the Universe movie. It flopped, earning only $17 million and getting trashed by critics. So there's a lot riding on this reboot, and from what we're hearing so far, it seems like the studio is taking all the right steps. The movie is currently set for release in 2026, and the story will include the big names fans know and love: Prince Adam, aka He-Man, Skeletor, Teela, and Evil Lyn, whose real name in this version is Professor Evelyn Powers. That mix of classic and slightly updated characters shows the filmmakers are trying to stay true to the roots while also giving things a fresh spin. At CinemaCon 2025, Amazon revealed even more behind-the-scenes footage, and according to reports, it's exactly the kind of thing longtime fans have been waiting to see. The footage includes close-ups of He-Man's sword, along with the classic "By the Power of Grayskull" line echoing in the background. They also showed off a blend of practical effects and visual effects, accurate costumes pulled straight from the cartoons, and huge physical sets that give the movie a real, tangible feel. That kind of approach is pretty encouraging. Instead of going all in on CGI, the filmmakers are using practical effects wherever they can, which helps create a more grounded, believable world, even in a fantasy setting like Eternia. There's something about seeing real sets and costumes that makes everything feel more authentic. Plus, the footage highlighted characters like Teela, Man-at-Arms, and Skeletor, all in looks that seem pulled straight from the classic show. And of course, there's that dramatic shot of He-Man's hair blowing in the wind, which just screams epic fantasy hero. It's little touches like that show the creative team really gets what makes Masters of the Universe special. They're clearly not just trying to cash in on a nostalgic brand, they're treating it with respect and care. The costumes, the sets, the iconic lines, all of it seems to be aimed at capturing the magic of the original while still making something modern and exciting. And honestly, that blend is what might give this movie a real shot at success. Because it's not just about the visuals, it's also about the energy and connection between the cast. Mendes' comments suggest the team has a solid dynamic, and that chemistry often translates on screen. When a cast genuinely enjoys working together, it tends to show. Of course, nothing's guaranteed. Big-budget reboots can go either way, especially when they're based on older properties. But if this movie can tap into what made the original beloved while also offering something new, it could very well win over both die-hard fans and newcomers alike. And with the theatrical release planned for the summer, it's being positioned as a major tentpole movie for Amazon and MGM. So even though there's still a lot we don't know, the early signs look promising. And that's all I've got for now on the live-action He-Man First Look. Now tell me, what do you think about Nicholas Galitzine taking on the role of He-Man? Or are you still on the fence? Let me know in the comments. If you want me to dive deeper into this or cover any other upcoming projects, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you never miss a thing. I've got plenty more updates coming your way on all your favorite series and movies, so stay tuned and I'll catch you in the next one.